Things you didn't hear during the election.
So the polls have closed. Untie Boris! Would you press the red button? Mr. Corbyn, would you press the red button? We've been stuck in this lift for 20 minutes. This is my pledge. Get your own furniture polish. So it looks like the Tory majority is going to be exactly the same as it was. What a fucking waste of time that was.
Unlikely lines from a cosmetics commercial.
What goes into our true naked, infallible moisture, crushing nature, colour palette body moisturiser? A selection of random words that mean fuck all. You want fuller, rounder lips? I recommend a nut allergy. This apricot scrub removes the surface layers to leave you with the smoothest, most rejuvenated apricot you have ever seen.
Things you wouldn't hear in a nature show.
Well, that was a sticky moment. Last time I tickle a sperm whale. The baboon is one of the most sophisticated primates. Would you look at the arse on that? The crab scuttles into view. I should have used the special shampoo again.
Unlikely challop lines.
No, should have gone to Specsavers. It's a loyalty card. Every 10 shags, I buy you a present. So do you come here often? To this STD clinic? You don't look like you did through the binoculars.
Unlikely things to hear on the radio.
Tonight on Drive Time, I'm on a lovely one. Beautiful tarmac. Well, until tomorrow morning, this is John Humphreys saying, "Shut it, mofo, I will wreck you." Here are the headlines. A lorry has just reversed into the studio. Well, it's time for requests now on Hospital Radio. Jeff in Ward 3 says, "Can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to get some sleep."
OK, the next topic is bad things to hear during a medical exam.
Could you just urinate into this cup, please? It's the one the annoying receptionist uses. Well, the test results are back. I failed. I'm not a qualified doctor. First, I am going to insert my finger in your rectum. Is this your card? OK. I'm just going to test your reflexes. Release the leopard!
Unlikely things to hear on a history documentary.
It was a wooden horse. The soldiers of Troy had been deceived. They would never bet on the Grand National again. Henry VIII divorced her, dried her, and kept her in a tiny jar. It was a fitting end for Catherine of Tarragon. The story of his marriage is simple. Julius Caesar, Julius marries her, Julius dumps her. "How are your parents?" shouted Cromwell across the battlefield. And the king replied, "They're very well, thank you. Isn't the weather nice for this time of year?" it was civil war.
Unlikely film trailers.
Nigel Farage buys a guest house in Spain. How will the locals react? Find out in Casablanca. Theresa May's up to her old tricks again in The Matrix. A documentary about the losing of the Tory majority. Gone in 60 seconds. Oi, hands off the chocolate. Hands off the chocolate. Keep your hands off the chocolate. We are the guardians of the galaxy.
Things you wouldn't hear on a fitness DVD.
Welcome to Fitness with Theresa May. I'm Amber Rudd. This isn't going to work, is it? You can't even be bothered to leave the house. I never used to fit into this dress, but now I've had my penis removed. Next, I'm going to show you my pecs. There are thousands of them. I got assaulted by a chicken.
Things you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
He kissed her breast, tenderly. Oh, she said, get your own KFC bucket. He put the chocolates down beside her. Silence. And then at last she spoke. Unexpected item in the bagging area. I need to hear you say it again. Why? Why do you love me, Alexa?
Things a sport commentator would never say.
Rory McIlroy is on the green. He holds the baby lamb aloft. This is for an eagle. Well, there are 3 horses in it. This is the worst sausage I've ever had. Well, Gary and I are in the commentary position. If you want to know where that is, it's on page 32 between missionary and wheelbarrow. 15:30 in a chat room. It's so difficult to tell. Oh, that is long, very long. I'll put it away now and get on with the comment.
OK. The next topic is unlikely lines from a thriller.
We've got to get out before it goes off. Oh, no, I've misread the sell-by date. We've got another week. Strapped to a railway line. Thank God it's Southern. I've got 6 hours to escape. You can beat me as much as you like, but I can't tell you where he is. So it's all set up. No one knows where Wally is. You can kill me, but if you do, you will never find the sarin gas canister I have placed in the president's fridge. Shit.
Rejected exam questions.
Which of the following is not a hydrocarbon? Kerosene, ethylene, come on, Eileen. Eton College A-Levels, question 1. Is this the question your teacher showed you last week? Psychology, question 1. How are you going to feel if you can't even answer this one? Theology. Is there a God? You'd better hope so. Look at this next question. Nuclear physics A-level. Mark on a map where Guam used to be.
Commercials that never made it to air.
Why do I use pan 10? Because my other 9 pans are broken. Dove deodorant, because no one likes a smelly dove. Have you thought about retirement? I have since the age of 6.
Unlikely lines from a sci-fi film.
There is a problem, sir. I launched a photon torpedo, but it wouldn't flush. Lord Vader, the results are in for the naming of the new Death Star. The public wish to call it Deathy McDeathface. So, Obi-Wan. Sorry, what did he win? I think these super-intelligent beings want us to learn their language. If you want to come here, you have to speak English, mate.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a political discussion show.
On Newsnight tonight, drugs, binge drinking and prostitution. We have the best after-show party on television. And here with us, Theresa May. UKIP is not a single-issue party. We're not only worried about immigration, we're worried about foreigners and people from abroad. No, I absolutely do believe in free speech, and I would like to say this. Fuck off.
Unlikely things for a continuity announcer to say.
The following programme contains swearing right from the fucking start. And now it's my favourite, the crystal meth. Maze. Well, we all love Chanel No. 5. This is nothing like it. It's Channel 5. Coming up next on ITV, will Dara cop off with Ed in Love Ireland? This is Dave Deja Vu, where we repeat the repeats we repeated earlier.
Things a news reporter would never say.
Well, they said it would never happen, but after a hunt over 12 years, spanning 62 countries, the police have finally found Wally. Well, I have spoken to a lot of people here at the SNP conference, and they have all said the same thing. Piss off back to London, you English bastard. Here are the headlines.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV police show.
It's not my fault. You told me to reconstruct the crime, so I killed someone. Hate crime? No, I love crime. What I do is crime.
Things you never hear on daytime TV.
Shouldn't you be at college? Well, he already presents everything, and now he's fronting the new ITV breakfast show. Yes, it's Good Morning Brian. Well, it's a difficult topic, but later on we'll be talking about premature ejac... Oh, no. This week on A Place in the Country, you don't get one unless you've got a special skill. That is what Brexit means. Well, because they're all the same and I can't be bothered to announce them all, here's Flog Dickinson's antique sumhammer, pointless breakout in the country. Fucking finishes at 5.
Unlikely things to hear over a tannoy.
Would all virgins please report to the Virgin check-in desk? Ryanair are pleased to announce that the refund on all cancelled flights can be picked up from the Monarch check-in desk. Would someone with a camera please come to the tannoy room? I have sat on the microphone and I am literally talking out of my arse. Would the man in the red Speedos doing the front crawl up lane 4 please stop? This is a bowling alley. Southern Rail would like to apologise for the... Fuck me, there's one coming.
The next topic is unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
That's Mad Max. These are his brothers, Sad Max, Bad Max and Glad Max. And this is a fella who started it all, Dad Max. You want to return the Jedi? Of course. Credit note give you I will. Imagine a world where monkeys have given up tobacco. Planet of the Vapes. Come on, Governor, don't give me an hard time. I'm the Cockney Avenger. Any old Iron Man.
Commercials that never made it to air.
Trouble with your nerves? Don't move to Salisbury. Ryman are changing their name in the northeast. They're going to be called Ryman. And now the homemade pizza that's so easy anyone can do it. Pizza piss. We're not just making people redundant, we're making M&S people redundant. Next week at Asda, we're arresting ourselves for sexual assault.
OK, next topic is things you wouldn't hear in a medical exam.
Right, I'm just going to remove my finger from your bottom. Thank you, nurse. Now, would you show the patient here? Mr. Rees-Mogg, you must be in for your bellendoscopy. Well, you need 2 prosthetic limbs. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Yes. Yes, that is an enormous penis. And much bigger than yours.
Unlikely things to hear at the World Cup.
And here comes the Irish team.
Cold. Sorry, that is... Wow. You're getting buzzed to fuck for the rest of it. OK. Sorry, Hugh, you have to go in there? Yeah,
it's okay.
absolutely.
That's
Hugh.
fine.
Here with the first answer is Hugh.
Yeah. And here come the Irish team.
Hello, I'm really sorry we didn't get in this year.
And up in the stand, the Uruguayan women with their chant, Uruguay, and I'm a gwirl. Well, let's have a look at the Swedish bench. $12.99 from IKEA. Well, at 2-1 down, Iran had to do something, so they brought on their secret weapon, a 14-megaton intercontinental ballistic missile. Well, it looks like semis for Croatia. I wish they had worn bigger shorts.
Things you wouldn't hear in a charity appeal.
Stuck in a chair, barely able to move. Please help us get Dara walking again. Shoplifters Anonymous, helping people to help themselves. At the National Trust, for just £70 a year, you can have unlimited access to national treasures, like the gardens of Stour Head or the sumptuous interior of Judi Dench. This is the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals. This tiger has 3 dicks. How sick is that? And now on Comic Relief, it's time for some harrowing footage as the cast of Birds of a Feather sing the hits from Greece.
Things you wouldn't hear on a news programme.
Scientists say it could save the corporation millions, but the question still remains, can the robot be taught to press the buzzer? Well, I'm not sure he's in the right job. The diplomatic correspondent has just told me to fuck off. The poverty here is appalling, which is why I'm moving to ITV.
Unlikely lines from a children's book.
Do you know what? Said the big friendly giant. I've just been fired from Mock the Week. And then he ate 6 plates of goulash, 5 plates of red cabbage and a pie from Budapest. He was a very Hungarian caterpillar. Look, said Harry, Wittgenstein's having a spliff. The philosopher's stoned. Miss Chatterbox just couldn't stop talking. And that's why we had to kill her, said Mr. Mafia.
Unlikely movie trailers.
Stay at Chigwell Holiday Inn. Essex Plumbers for all your plumbing needs. Visit our beautiful forest. 3 billboards outside Epping. Train spotting, 2. We spotted 2 trains. Tonight, see 6 people working their arses off, while 1 man just sits in a chair.
Things you wouldn't hear on a cookery show.
Well, while we're waiting for the rice to cook, that'll take another 5 or 6 minutes, I'm going for a poo. Well, I enjoyed this meal so much when I had it in a Parisian restaurant that I asked the chef what it was called. So this is my own version of fuck off English. Well, you may be wondering, what is the perfect accompaniment to a Scotch egg? Simple. Scotch sperm.
Things you wouldn't hear on a property show.
So, it's a 2 up, 2 down. It's unusual, but those are the testicles I was born with. Well, this used to be a railway station, but there haven't been any trains here for nearly 40 years. It's Haywards Heath on Southern Railway. So, if you want to brighten up your kitchen, turn the light on. Well, there you go. Immediately, you can see how much roomier it looks without the old lady and the oxygen cylinders.
OK, the next topic is unlikely dating profiles.
Do you want a man who's comfortable to say the word love? Call me. I'm a Wimbledon umpire. Sensible man with Bingley Building Society gold account at 1.85%. Seeks woman with similar interest. Ambitious man with no sense of work-life balance. Seeks woman... I haven't got time for this. Man with huge belly. Seeks concave woman.
Unlikely things to write to TV channels.
Dear Dave +1, would the pair of you like to come to my wedding? Dear Alibi TV, will you please tell the police I was watching you last week? Dear History Channel, my wife's getting suspicious. How do I delete you?
Unlikely things to hear on a travel documentary.
Madagascar was wonderful and very surprising. The animals were real and none of them talked. It has been a very harrowing 2 weeks. But finally, the Thames Link has got me to Gatwick Airport. Siberia, one of the harshest terrains on Earth, and surprisingly easy to get to. Just call Vladimir Putin a tosser.
Rejected exam questions.
This is a picture of Napoleon Bonaparte. Which part of Napoleon's boner is it? Maths. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Identify the white powder. Good, isn't it? 30 grand a kilo.
Unlikely lines from kids' film and TV shows.
Said Pingu. Sorry, said his mother. What the fuck are you talking about? Thomas the Tank Engine was happy. He'd joined Thameslink and hadn't had to do anything for over a month. Look, Bagpuss has been updated. Now he's Dyson Bagless Puss. No, I'm Willy Wonka. 10 grand or I take your piano.
Things you wouldn't hear on the radio.
This is the Radio Novichok. Don't touch that dial. Well, today on The Archers, Daisy gets a bolt from the blue when she unexpectedly wanders into an abattoir. Well, this is Gardener's Question Time, and a big welcome, especially to our younger viewers, like 92-year-old Enid from Surrey. Must have coffee. That was first thought of the day.
Lines you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
She was bewitching. She danced as though possessed by the elements, a creature created by the rhythms of nature itself. More, Mrs. May, more! The role play had gone wrong again. My bad, he said. I thought you said Mr. Arsey. Instead of the passionate kiss he was expecting, she just gave him a peck on the cheek. Ah, he thought, this chicken is playing hard to get.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a superhero movie.
I am Thor, and next year I will be 5. Don't you call me a wanker, you're a wanker yourself. That's right. I'm White Van Man. It's the Fantastic Four. Oh, no, it was stopped on the boundary, just a single. Batman, come quickly. A Thai football team is stuck in the Batcave.
Unlikely agony aunt letters.
I'm a man in his 50s struggling with his work-life balance. Should I... Sorry, gotta go. All that emotional stuff, is that agony? Once caught my bollocks in a lift door. Dear Deirdre, I'm embarrassed by the amount of noise my wife makes during lovemaking. To be fair, she doesn't know I'm still in the house. I'm a man trapped inside the body of a woman. It happened last night. Neither of us dare call an ambulance.
Things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
So to those who say we have alienated too many groups in society to get elected, let me say this. Fuck off. So, now we've sorted out Brexit. So everything is still on the table. Why has no one cleared the table? We have had soft Brexit. We have had hard Brexit, but now we have a more digestible alternative. Ready Brexit.
The next topic is unlikely lines from a TV detective show.
There are 16 different semen samples in this bed, Sarge. I should have read the TripAdvisor report on this hotel. Welcome to the new detective show from the Northeast. CSYI Newcastle.
Unlikely things to hear on daytime TV.
Breakfast news now. I had toast. Next, Boris Johnson's on Lorraine, and we can't get him off her. Middle East property prices now in homes under the Hamas. And now Michael Portillo with Great British Rail Replacement Bus Journeys.
Things you never hear in a school assembly.
And now, continuing our policy of religious diversity, we are going to sacrifice a goat to the great god Imhotep. We have very strict rules on piercings. Only one kind is allowed. Jerome, show them your cock ring. As you know, I'm retiring after 40 years of teaching at this school, and this week you boys have made me realise that I've absolutely fucking wasted my life.
Unlikely lines from a sci-fi film or TV show.
We are the last survivors of a proud people, a people destroyed by a pointless war, by stupidity and incompetence. We are the Conservatives. Oh, the hyperdrive has blown, Captain. We'll have to get an Uber. Fire the photon, Ray. Ray, fire the photon. Warp factor 9 in a warp 7 limit. Oh dear, oh dear.
Commercials that never made it to air.
It's 2 for 1 all week in Boots, because nobody wants one boot. Mum deodorant, for when your mum pongs a bit. The odds on whether I've got nodules on my vocal cords is on your screen now. Remember, when the fun stops, another bet may perk you up a bit. Lemsip Max, go to work, infect other people, no one will know it was you.
Things you wouldn't hear on a history documentary.
The Trojans had been fooled by a wooden horse. They would never bet on the Grand National again. Henry VIII liked his wives to be athletic, and that was her downfall. She wouldn't run, she wouldn't walk. She would simply Anne Boleyn. As the door was opened, he uttered the words which would start the Russian Revolution. "Excuse me," he said. "Is Lenin?" Incensed that both Henry and Edward had become king, Thomas the Tank Engine plotted revolt.
Unlikely things to hear in hospital.
Look, if you squeeze his drip really hard, he gets an erection. Would anybody like a hand? I've just found a hand. Well, the good news, it's not spread. It might be jam or peanut butter.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
The missiles are heading for us, Prime Minister. We need a decision now. Thank you. He's putting it to the party conference in October. Yeah, it's still there. Yep. I wish I'd never been to that perfume counter. A new name and a new identity. No, I'm afraid that's not possible, Mrs. May. No, this bag stays with me at all times. It contains items that are very special to me. My testicles.
Unlikely things to hear at an award show.
Well, ironically, the winner of the best German sausage is the first. Welcome to the Tonys. If you're not called Tony, fuck off. And now we come on to the Balloon d'Or, the most coveted award here at this year's National Balloon Award. The Uber driver of the year will be here in 4 minutes. Well, I don't mind telling you, I have got a lump in my throat. This is the Medical Misdiagnosis Award.
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And that was 9.6 seconds. Sorry, darling. And now it is just Mo Farah against the clock, which doesn't seem fair. It doesn't even have legs. It is just a clock. Oh, the parachute has failed to open at 300 metres, and you can't make mistakes like that at this level. Oh, and he scored! What a weekend Michael Gove is going to have.
The next topic is unlikely lines from a romantic novel.
I know I promised you fellatio for your birthday, she said. But they didn't have any, so I got some vermicelli. Be mine. Had she heard right? No, he said. B minus. This essay is shit. I am with child, she said. Yeah, but you're not actually a child, so it's still full fare.
Rejected exam questions.
History of modern art, question 1. What the fuck is that meant to be? If Mary has 6 apples, Thomas has 4 apples, and Gavin has a knife, who has the apples? Animal husbandry, question 1. Do you take this sheep to be your lawful wedded husband? Who knew?
Unlikely things to hear on a gardening programme.
Well, they look like onions, but they're not onions. They're my testicles. People ask me, why do you grow vegetables? And the answer is, I don't know. It's much cheaper in Tesco's, and I could have had a life. Well, to be honest, I would dig it out with a spade, but I've never seen a blackhead like it.
Unlikely lines from a horror movie.
Welcome to the House of Horror. Sorry, House of Freezer.
I'm sorry, I've just seen the price of this rail ticket. Nosferatu! Manchester City won.
Unlikely things to hear in a survival show.
I just love sleeping under the stars. Pavarotti was a bit tricky, though. He was massive. Ben is all alone. He's fallen down a ravine and has no choice but to saw his arm off with a penknife while the camera crew watch him. There is no food here and there is no medicine. But we had a referendum and now we just have to get on with it. In these icy conditions, your tongue can get stuck to things. That's the last time I kissed Bear Grylls' arse.
Things you wouldn't hear over a tannoy.
We apologise for the delay. Fuck knows when Brexit's happening. Amsterdam brothels would like to apologise for the yelp of pain you just heard. Unexpected item in the shagging area. To avoid congestion, please walk right to the end of the platform, through the tunnel and to the next station. This is an announcement for the man in the petting zoo. Heavy petting is not allowed. Get your tongue out of that llama.
Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
We are a race of super-intelligent beings who come from Uranus. Why is everyone laughing? Joker. A comedian becomes psychotic because people don't find him funny. Just a little warning, that's all.
No, of course I'm not Mad Max, not with this cold. I'm Lemsip Max.
Unlikely things to hear in a religious programme.
Does Jesus save? Let's check the VAR. So, if you want to hire an outfit for a marriage in a mosque, come here. Mosque Bros. Well, due to a typo on the programme this morning, we have a bishop, an imam, and representing the Jewish community, the chief rabbit. And Jesus fed the gathering with the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, apart from the vegan with the wheat allergy who had to bring his own stuff.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Well, in this Grand National, as they come round to the chair for the 2nd time, the music stops. Red rum is eliminated. Well, I think from here he's going to go for the top right-hand corner, and he does! That is how you stick on a stamp. Well, at the start of the day, I asked if he'd got the bottle. Now he has proved he has got the bottle. That is my bottle. Give me my bottle.
Unlikely lines from a costume drama.
Generally, I am a footman, sir, although I do also like the bottom and the breasts. You are Jane Eyre. So this must be your brother, Nike. Carson, please get your hand out of my trousers. When I told you to go below stairs, it wasn't a euphemism.
Unlikely lines from a cosmetics commercial.
Coco Chanel. The alluring combination of Chanel and Coco. Renaissance Blanc. The probiotic youth regeneration serum from Poundland. Why not try our new lipstick? It looks like a tiny dog's cock. My last cleanser simply didn't agree with my skin, and that's why I will never use Sif again.
Unlikely things to hear at the Royal Variety Show.
Our next act, Mr. Memory, couldn't be with us this evening. He's in the Pizza Express in Woking. Well, we're now going to end this evening of royal entertainment in this magnificent theatre in the traditional way, a fly-through by the Red Arrows. This next act needs no introduction. I think you're going to enjoy this, Your Majesty. Our next act is a dog act. He uses corgis because they're exactly the right shape to fit in the cannon.
Unlikely things to hear at a wedding or funeral.
Just because he was morbidly obese doesn't mean he can't be buried with dignity. Gary, get the forklift. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Never WhatsApp while walking, he got hit by a bus. My goodness, yes, that is a lovely ring. Now, pop your trousers back on. Raymond was a man of many parts. None of them worked, that's why he's dead.
Things you wouldn't hear on a breakfast show.
Morning.
Just checking, this isn't live, is it? Well, to hear more about the explosion in the opticians, let's go to the Flying Eye. Well, just time for one final quick look at the papers. Yep, she still wants a divorce. Well, it's backing up at junction 2, but don't worry, I'll get a poo in the next break.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from a Star Wars movie.
Chewbacca did not die in vain. These Ugg boots are lovely. I've done you a favour, and now you owe me one, Kenobi. No, I gave up ages ago. I'm Darth Vader.
Oh, do we have to fight with lightsabers? It's just that no one looks good under strip lighting.
That was Tom Allen with Jedi for the Straight Guy.
At the end of that round, the points go to Tom, Hugh and Rosie. Commercials that never made it to air.
If you like clouds and you like oceans, we've got both. Sky Atlantic. This advert cost hundreds of thousands of pounds to make. Please don't skip it in 3, 2, 1, you fucking bastard. Ryanair. Not just an airline, it's also the name of our cheapest sandwich. Rye and air.
Unlikely lines from a sci-fi movie.
Don't worry, we put you in cryogenic suspension to make the journey more bearable. It's amazing technology, but it does make Megabus slightly more expensive. I don't care if you're a Dalek, you have to check in with the app. I'll tell you what, I just got it. Ryanair. Ryanair.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
We've put charges here and here. No one will be able to get into central London without paying. You want £250,000 now and another £250,000 when the job is done? Come on, mate, it's only a boiler. The British Secret Service may have M, but we have someone twice as good. Eminem. It goes off in 10 seconds. You will never stop me. Oh, you've put it on snooze.
Unlikely things to hear in a nature show.
I cannot believe it. Someone has bleached the minions. It is over. The hippo has won and the flamingo retreats because, frankly, he hasn't got a leg to stand on. At just 3 microns, it is almost invisible to the human eye. Yep, I've got a tiny penis.
Unlikely things to say when running for president.
You will not find me confusing presidents with fast food outlets, and that is why I have been such a long-time admirer of JFKFC. This week I will speak in 4 states. Angry, tired, psychotic, medicated. I will not be running in 2020. I will be skipping. People say I have alienated too many people to be elected president. And to those people, I say, fuck off.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a cookery show.
If you are going to Google this recipe, do be aware that Coq au Vin does bring up a lot of dogging websites. So, is it a cereal? Is it seafood? Who cares? It's the world's most dangerous fusion food, sugar pufferfish. So we just wait for that to rise for a minute, and if it doesn't, I'll pop another Viagra.
Things a news reporter would never say.
All around me, I can hear shelling. Why? I am in a pea factory. Tonight, the winner of the Euro Millions' largest ever rollover jackpot has been announced. That's right. Read your own fucking headline. Water has been discovered on the moon, very close to the spot where Neil Armstrong said, "Hey, Buzz, I'm just nipping behind this rock for a minute."
Unlikely lines from kids' films and TV shows.
"Can I tell you a secret?" said Tigger. "I killed Carol Baskin's husband." Oh, look, here come the 7 dwarfs. Grumpy, bashful, sleepy, dopey, crackhead, nonce and gimp. Well, we've told him it's a giant peach, but the truth is, James is just very, very small.
Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
He says he's going to kill you, but he won't. He's just being silly. Stop being Darth Vader!
I am Batman. Do you have any strepsils?
Of course we need a bigger boat. You cannot catch a shark in a fucking pedalo.
The next topic is things you never hear in a science documentary.
The human body is 80% water. What would it feel like if it wasn't? Well, much better. I've needed that piss since breakfast. NASA have finally solved the problem of lack of motivation at work with this, a rocket small enough to put up your arse. Well, stand back and put your safety goggles on, and let's see what happens when I pop a Viagra. Well, we've got it up to 70%. That's enough, isn't it?
Unlikely lines from a TV detective show.
No, it's not a murder. He just died. This is Tango Charlie. OK, my mistake. I'll get you a Pepsi, Charlie. I'm from the SWAT team. I've got an artist's impression for you, boss.
The next topic is unlikely lines from a romantic novel.
Let's make love, she said, but not here, upstairs. And with that, they climbed to the top deck of the night bus. She smiled at him across the mattress. Aren't we lucky, she said, to have found a skip with one of these in it. She knew she was being wooed, and now she told him to piss off. She was being very wooed indeed.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Well, with 3 sixes like that in a row, you have to ask, is Satan the one-day batsman England have been looking for? Well, that is a wild throw in the javelin. That is huge. Very difficult to tell where that javelin's going. Where is that javelin? Well, that was a very delayed decision on VAR. But yes, Jeff Hurst's goal did cross the line. And as the lights go out for the start of this nighttime Singapore Grand Prix, the drivers shout, "Please turn the lights on, we can't see a fucking thing."
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a property show.
Storage is often a problem, but not for me. I am Kevin McICloud. This week on Location, 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 we're in Basingstoke, Basingstoke, Basingstoke. Well, I asked the vendor what he thought of your offer, and he told me to shove it up your arse. John has always wanted to convert a lighthouse, but the project has been on and off for years.
Get out! Get out!
Unlikely lines from a fantasy film or TV show.
Hufflepuff? No, thanks. You got any cocaine? I am the greatest magician in all the 7 kingdoms. Was this your card?
Unlikely dating profiles.
You may recognise me from Mock the Week. Are you looking for companionship, unconditional love and long walks? Great. I'm selling a dog. It's very simple. I'm looking for an Irishman who speaks like a Southern belle.
Unlikely lines from a children's book.
Meet Pablo Escobar, said Willy Wonka. He's making Charlie in the chocolate factory. He huffed and he puffed, but however hard he tried, Boris couldn't form a coherent sentence. I won't be staying long. I'm a new kind of nanny, said Mary Pop-Up. Hogwarts? Yes, I wish I'd never slept with that pig.
Bad things to hear from your flatmate.
OK. That wasn't Nutella. Oh, God, it is great to be back. I've been travelling. I've been to Brazil, South Africa and Kent.
Unlikely lines from a costume drama.
I cannot love you the way I wish to. The war in France has left me less of a man than you deserve. Oh, how to explain? Someone shot my knob off. I bring bad news, my liege. The Duke of Richmond, the Earl of Derby and the Black Knight have all fallen, all gone. All turned into Weatherspoons. I will not marry you, Mr. Darcy. Could you be my fuck buddy?
Things you wouldn't hear on daytime TV.
And now it's time for Repair Shop, where Rishi Sunak has brought in the entire British economy. And now the programme with the biggest carbon footprint. It's Come Mine With Me. Well, my goodness, look at those kiwi fruit. They look absolutely delicious. Oh, no, sorry. Simon's looking at his testicles again. And now I'm looking for a bigger penis in Wanted Down Under.
Things you wouldn't hear in a history documentary.
Well, I'm afraid due to CGI budget constraints, this series of Walking with Dinosaurs is just this.
I'd love it if you cut Angela's and just left that in.
This has been described as dinosaur poo, and that's one of the best reviews of this history programme.
Unlikely things to hear on the radio.
And now a documentary in which we look at the outmoded sexual mores of the Carry On films. This is Radio 4. And now Gavin Williamson tells us how to run a major government department in I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Here are the news headlines. Nothing's happened yet. It's 4 in the morning. Go back to bed.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Oh, he has driven that 200 yards into some trees. And that is the worst penalty I've ever seen. Well, the referee is getting abuse, and that's not good to see. But now he's going to the monitor, the wanker. Well, I don't know what the rules say about that. Surely that javelin went further thanks to the goose it was stuck in. And now we have the final of the Olympic 100 metres for men. 8 of the fastest men on the planet will cover this distance in just 9.6 seconds. Shit, Missed it.
The next topic is unlikely things to hear in the government COVID briefing.
Well, there are clearly variants of concern. There is one from Kent, one from South Africa, but the one we really need to worry about is a variant of the Brazilian, otherwise known as the vajazzle. Due to an administrative mix-up today, can I please urge everyone who was inoculated with the Tizer to return to the vaccination centre. The vaccine needs to be stored at minus 70 degrees, so obviously that needs specialised fridges, industrial freezers, or the yawning void where Priti Patel's heart should be. And now Chris Whitty and Matt Hancock will dance the American Smooth. Well, that's it from me, Specky and Slaphead. I've been Boris Johnson. See you tomorrow.
Rejected exam questions.
Is English folk music still relevant? Yes or hey, nonny, nonny, no? Modern politics, question 1. What the fuck? Teaching practice, question 1. Who threw that? Translate into French. Piss off, Jack, you can't fish here. Nature, question 1. What is the best way to attract a mate? Scent, song, or... Oi, Derek!
Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
OK, so let me get this straight. When you change from a car to a transformer, are you saying that the little cup holder becomes your bumhole? Hello, I'm James Bond. Call me Jimmy. Pap, better out than in. Fancy a bit of rumpy pumpy? The Tyrannosaurus Rex has escaped again. Don't worry, I'll get it. Here, Rexy! Rexy, Rexy! So, Dr. Octopus, meet your ultimate enemy. A Greek family with a barbecue.
Unlikely things to hear on a political show.
As of last Thursday, the Prime Minister has a mandate, which is unusual because he normally only shags women. Our next guest is a cabinet minister accepted by both colleagues and experts as the biggest wanker in politics. And now to explain his new policy on dealing with religious heretics, it's Andy Burnham. So, can I just ask a general question of the whole panel? Is it just me, or has anyone else got the horn?
Commercials that never made it to air.
I'm afraid that just by watching this advert, you owe us a tenner. Ryanair. Each bar of our chocolate contains a glass and a half, so be careful, because that's a lot of glass. Num, num, num. Cocks are nice.
It's nom nom nom. Cocks are delicious.
Want someone to shout at you in your own living room while you ruin the carpet by sweating on it? You got this, Peloton!
Lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
Don't go in there, sir. Miss Marple's just done a massive poo. Cause of death? The autopsy. Turns out he was just asleep. Are you sure? I mean, I know nothing about pathology, but I'm pretty sure that hole in his bottom wasn't caused by a bullet.
Things that would change the atmosphere at a dinner party.
No, it's not Parmesan, actually. I wondered where I'd put my pedicure foot file. Actually, there's a funny story about why we call this jerk chicken. Does anyone want more coffee, or do you want the bill? No, they're all from our garden. Slugs.
Things you wouldn't hear at an awards show.
Welcome to the Cost-Cutting Awards. That's it. Good night. And the winner of the Assassin of the Year award is... Well, here at the Builder Awards, it's time for the big one, the most coveted of all of them. Nick Knowles is about to present the Golden Arse Crack of the Year. This is the National Wine Spillage Awards. Let's go to the red carpet.
Unlikely things to hear on a medical show.
I'm afraid your husband is stuck in the MRI scanner. I don't think he's going to pull through. Now, come on, I am a doctor. There's nothing you can show me that's going to shock me. What the fuck is that? Should we be worried? Of course we should. This man is 180 over 60, which means that he's 3.
Yes, rectal exams can often be awkward. I find it lightens the mood if I sing a little song while I'm doing it. One finger, one thumb, keep moving.
I've got a feeling that one's going to be in the show.
Things a continuity announcer would never say.
This is E4+1, where you can invite a guest to watch E4. Well, I can't tell you how much I've been looking forward to this. It's time for Line of Charlie. Duty, Line of Duty. Well, tonight it's Killing Eve, which means tomorrow it's Killing Day. Our next programme on CBBC contains childish language, right from the beginning, Winnie.
Things you don't want to hear on a first date.
No, my wife died, nearly an hour ago. Oh God! Well, that's a really difficult one. What if I get it wrong? I would say you are in your early 80s. So many questions. How much do you weigh? I only look at the eyes, never at the knockers.
Unlikely things to hear in hospital.
I think you'll be pleased with me, Doctor. I got clap for the NHS. I know you wanted your daughter to be here when you woke up, but that wasn't possible, I'm afraid, because we are still in the middle of the operation. I am going to hit your knee with this hammer, and if you don't pay, I'm going to hit the other one.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Oh, yes, that is definitely a rebound. He's married her sister. Well, which card is the referee going to get out? That is incredible. That is the one I thought of earlier. Well, here in Belgrade, the Serbian in lane 1 has opened up quite a gap on the Briton in lane 2. Hardly surprising, lane 1 is EU passports only.
Things you wouldn't hear in a school assembly.
Don't forget that the new after-school club, Coding Privacy in the Dark Web, starts tonight with the caretaker in the basement. After the unfortunate death of Mr. Thomas, his woodwork class now have the sad task of building... So don't forget, if you've got a fit mum, ask her to come on the class trip to Paris. Well, that's enough from me. I'd now like to hand over to the chair of the school governors, Lord Right. After the incident yesterday, what's left of Year 11 will no longer be allowed to play Squid Game in the playground.
Unlikely lines from a superhero movie.
The Avengers must not make mistakes. I want to know which one of you is responsible. Was it you, clusterfuck? Superman, you're American, aren't you? Well, I'm your British equivalent. Reasonably good chap. Getting old won't stop me, Robin. Quick, to the Bat Mobility Scooter. Fuck off.
You saw me step back when he did it, and then you kept them all, okay, and you
With uncontrollable anger, Ed Byrne becomes the Hulk.
Things you wouldn't hear on a quiz show.
Well, welcome back to the Wheel of Fortune Celebrity Special, where Greta Thunberg has won an SUV, a patio heater and 2 flights to America. Well, let's see how you got on. We asked you for a capital beginning with C, and you said capital C. So, this next question is for £1 million, which I will be paying from my own pocket. I will only ask this question once. What is...
Bad people to work with.
I'll give it a couple of minutes if I was you. Or maybe use another lift. Yeah, that's a funny thing about me. I don't eat sardines, but I do smell of them. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I've got piles to do, if I can find my cream. OK, well, it was one of you here in analytics. Who ate my pie chart?
Lines you wouldn't hear in kids' films and TV shows.
Yes, I may be from Peru, but I'm certainly not carrying drugs, said Paddington. Why are you putting the rubber glove on? It's someone's birthday, and Postman Pat is taking all the gift vouchers out of the envelopes. He says it's tubby custard, but I'm not sure. Bad news, Scoob! The janitor's out of prison and we have to go into witness protection! Noddy just kept on nodding. He was off his face on ketamine.
Unlikely chat-up lines.
I'm not suggesting we have sex in a car park. I'm suggesting we have sex in an M&S car park. Flowers are so cliched on a first date, so I have brought you a pork chop. I have never dated online before. I came across the website when I was looking for some Nazi memorabilia. We already share so much. Same music, same taste, same father.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
The Navy SEALs have missed the rendezvous, sir. One of them got distracted by a beach ball. So, if you press this button, the car produces an oil slick. It's not new. It's an old Citroen Picasso that failed its MOT.
What a thriller that is.
Hang on. This snake can't be the killer. It's white.
I'm afraid it was. No, I'm fine. It's not here. I've got some munitions up my arse.
The next topic is unlikely things to hear at Christmas.
Who wants to pull on this with me? Put your pyjama trousers back on, Grandad. Now, I want you to see what I've bought your mother. Doreen, come on, show us your vajazzle. Well, yes, we're not having a normal turkey. We're having a duck inside a turkey, inside an O'Leary, inside an O'Brien. I know you didn't want diamonds and things, but you deserve something really expensive, so I bought you some gas. Bit of oil, bit of salt, and finally you put a lemon up the bottom. Strangely, I quite enjoy it.
Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
Before we apes kill the final human and take over the planet, I'm just going to sit in that tyre and masturbate for a bit.
Batman Returns, no problem. Fill in a label, pop him in a bag, take him to a post office. Batman, why do we keep the Batmobile in the Batcave? It's covered in bat shit.
Things you wouldn't hear on a property show.
Well, it's all about location, location, location. And this is a shithole, shithole, shithole. So basically what we've done here is we've put Nick Knowles in a cupboard and bricked it up. John and Jules have knocked through from their bedroom into the room next door. They didn't mean to, but that's Viagra for you. So, a year on, I've come back to see how they're getting on. Fuck me, still not finished. Well, I've put your cheeky offer into the owners, and they told me to shove it up my arse.
Things you wouldn't hear on a travel show.
Well, what can I tell you about the Baltic? Never walk through long grass, just in a pair of shorts. In this series, I'm going to show you my favourite bits of the Netherlands. Welcome to Hugh's Nether Regions. As my hot air balloon floats majestically towards the top of the Shard, I'm realising what a bad idea this was. It is over 2,000 years since Vesuvius erupted here at Pompeii, and it's unlikely to happen. Bollocks!
Commercials that never made it to air.
At WeBuyAnyCar.com, We Buy Fuck Off hasn't even got wheels. Head and Shoulders, the perfect shampoo for people with hairy shoulders. And Rex, the toilet paper for you and your dog. Come on, Rex. Why is it called Special K? It's ketamine.
Unlikely thing to say at a job interview.
Oh, I don't believe this. It's you. You won't know, but I swiped left on you last night. No, I prefer talking like this, and that is why I'm applying for the job of taxi driver. Well, I am a team player who gets on with... Shut up! I'm talking! Where do I see myself in 5 years? Well, still here if you keep banging on.
Things that would change the mood in the bedroom.
Do you mind if we put Mock the Week on while we do it? I hope you don't mind if Jack sits in. He's shadowing me this week. That's it. Put your finger on it. And now switch it back to Match of the Day. Shall I put my Michael Gove mask on?
Things you wouldn't hear on a news programme.
Vladimir Putin has expressed his sadness at the death of a former colleague who died tomorrow after falling off a balcony. This is Hugh Edwards for Babe Station at the Labour Party conference. Animal news now.
Woof.
Are budget cuts affecting ITV coverage? Let's go over to our political world, education, economic, religious technology correspondent. The riot is taking place just over a stone's throw from here. Sit!
Unlikely lines from a children's book.
10% by Christmas? We are absolutely fucked, said the borrowers. Mr. Fly.
Have you got?
No one fucks with me.
And the baby fly said to Mummy Fly, "But where's Daddy?"
Why do I keep on setting off the metal detectors? Said Tintin.
Things you wouldn't hear on a makeover show.
Well, Sophie specified she wanted 38D, so we have replaced her smaller boobs with an aeroplane seat. Well, with a new look and a much-changed face, Alison will be furious we've made this documentary about her witness protection programme. Debbie really does now look like a vibrant 45-year-old. Unfortunately, she's 22. Brian has conflicting emotions about his hair transplant. On the one hand, he loves his new short, curly, dark hair. On the other, He's missing his pubes.
Unlikely things to hear on Mock the Week.
After you.
After 17 years, the greatest will they, won't they in British television history comes to an end as Hugh and Dara finally fuck.
Vigorously.
At the end of that round, the points go to Angela, Hugh, and Alistair. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Angela Barnes, Hugh Dennis, and Alistair Beckett-King. Commiserations to Reece James, Zoe Lyons, and Aharsha. And normally we just finish there, but this is the last episode, so, well, I say it's the last episode. Over the next 2 weeks, we'll be showing compilations, a history of Mock the Week, going back to the very, very start and coming all the way up to where we're at. That'll be over the next 2 weeks at the same time. We've been on for the last 17 years. We've done 232 episodes featuring 131 comedians. We've seen out 6 prime ministers, 4 US presidents, 7 England football managers, and 2 archbishops of Canterbury. That wasn't a big deal.
Can I say that I have prepared a little speech? Because I get quite... Do you mind if I...
oh, by all means, yes.
Just a little speech. Goodbye. Literally, yeah.
It has been an absolute blast to do it, however, and we also leave with the quiet pride of knowing that in the years that we've been on, we have now left the country in a far more stable, prosperous and happy situation than it was when we started, and we'll always have that. We're not a very sentimental, very mawkish show, so we're just going to say on behalf of the production team, on behalf of myself and all the comedians here, it's been an absolute joy to talk to you and an honour. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.